Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to come on today and show you a couple of projects that I've been working on. One journal that I've had in progress for quite some time now. It's probably been almost 2 years, and I just wasn't feeling it. So, this is kind of a little tip for you. If you start a journal and you're just not feeling it, don't give up on it. If you want to change it. I mean, you do what you want. It's just this is just a little tip from me. So this image started out on this cover, okay, and I just was not feeling this particular cover for this journal. I don't know what it was. It was just bugging me. So I had put it aside for a while. A couple of months ago, I got it back out, and I rebound it, added some other things in it, and I just still didn't like it. It just wasn't, it wasn't, this is a very special person that this is going to, and it just wasn't feeling it to give it to that person, okay? It just wasn't saying her to me. So I had an idea. I thought, well, you know what? I really like the fabric, the fabric cover ones that I had just done. And I've only shown you one of them. I've only shown you the one that I made for myself. And she had seen a picture of that one and she really liked it. So I thought, okay. So maybe I'll go that route. So I pulled this image. Okay, I had this layered image of this bird with the buttons and all this stuff on this cover. So I very carefully pulled it off of here, and I did lose, so if you can see there's like this little bit of burlap here. I did lose the main part of that when I did that, but it's okay. It worked out. And I put it on this one. I made a whole different cover for her. And then I thought, well, you know what? I don't want to waste that journal. That would probably make a really cute boy journal. So then I took jean fabric and some gingham fabric, and I just stitched those two pieces together, okay? And then I didn't glue the gingham to the jean. I just stitched it, but then I glued the whole denim piece onto the front and the back of this cover. And voila, I got another cover, okay? And then I just added the other little bits and pieces on here, and I'll go through all that in a minute. But just an idea for you guys. If you're working on something and it's just not working out, don't give up on it. It might work for another project, or if you just have enough of it, you can toss it. But I was able to rework that one and got 2 journals out of it, so it worked out. But anyway, so this one, I used another vintage pillowcase that I had in my stash, and I'm quite sure this was also gifted to me. I just can't remember. I can't remember who it came from, but it's gorgeous, and the colors matched perfect. So I made another cover, okay, for this journal, and I reworked this front. Well, basically I kept it the same, but I did pull, there was another piece of burlap here with some buttons. I switched that up. I pulled that piece off and put some different buttons here, and then I added this little yellow button here. And I just glued this with fabric glue, glued this on here. After I stitched the tie on. So yeah, it worked out great. And this tie, I love this tie. I did this and I used a lot of things that I thought she would really like. So bits and pieces of different vintage laces, that yellow embroidery fabric that I still have a bunch of that. Some of these flowers that I put on mine that came off a pillowcase that was gifted to me from a customer and friend, and just layered all these pieces on here and stitched them on. The base is just sheet cotton fabric, and then a few bits of scraps of this particular pillowcase, and then on top of it I layered. So you can see some of the bits of the pillowcase behind it. Okay, just to give it a little interest behind it in certain places. And then I just stitched down the middle with the black thread. I thought it came out really pretty. And then on the inside it is the same as the other ones that I did. Now, the one I did for myself, I didn't cover on the inside. This one I used the some just basic cotton fabric, like this plain white sheet, or it's kind of off-white sheet for that. And then I cut another strip of the sheet, the pillowcase, and I folded this over and stitched it all the way down, okay, before I put it in here. And then I glued the whole thing, okay, so I glued this whole piece after I had stitched around it to the cover, all right? And then I went back and stitched it here and stitched it here. You can't see that there. It's kind of underneath where it's sewn, the signatures are sewn in, okay? So that gives you that nice sturdy pocket here, nice pocket here, and a pocket here, okay? And then you don't have things sliding across here. You don't have to do it like that. You could just do one big, huge pocket, doesn't have to be that way. And then these are the things I had already put in here. This is just this is some textured paper that looks like buttons. It's really cool. I just made a big pocket here for her to put things in. This is some scrapbook paper I've had in my stash for a long time. I've just about used it all up now. This is some Altenew paper. Really pretty floral. So there's 2 or 3 of those in here. And just the standard stuff, the vintage ledger. Some book pages from, floral books and things like that. Tea-dyed, craft. A little bit of scrapbook paper. This is just a little tag, and I took and I punched some butterflies and a little piece of vellum. And this punch is actually punched from the cover of a scrapbook paper pad, okay, that has the different strip samples of the papers inside, and I thought they were really pretty. So I punched some butterflies, and then I added a piece of vellum butterfly on top. Stapled that to a tag to the page, just as a little bit of interest. This is some wallpaper here that I got when I was in Texas. And these are some pockets, or this is one pocket. There's 2 of them in here that I made a while back when I was on that making pockets out of book pages and the cluster kick. And I had so many of those. And down here it says don't forget to fly. It's a little Tim Holtz thing here. And then this is a little butterfly that I stamped and embossed it and cut it out. I just did it on some colored cardstock. Anyway, I'll try not to babble too much. I want to show you that other book too. So this is just a little paper clip charm that I made. So this book has been put together for a while. Just like I said, I just wasn't feeling it, so I just redid the cover. Now here on the inside of this wallpaper page, I loved this paper. It was like a wrapping paper. So I just glued it and stitched it, and then she can write on this or, whatever. I really liked it. I wanted to include it in there. But just just kind of the same old stuff. I added some fabric washi here and there. Did more kind of distressing in here than I do in some of my books. This is a big pocket out of ledger. I think this is an old October afternoon paper. I really liked. I added that. Added a little milk cap and a little label here and stapled that. And this is a little pocket here. This is some more wallpaper that I had in my stash, and I believe this came in a swap. And then I just did a little fabric washi tab there. There's more of that wrapping paper. This is some wallpaper that I just recently added in. This reminded me of her and her friend. this came from Julie. I had purchased some things from her. She's one of my customers, and she had contacted me. She had a lot of cool stuff. And then this is just a little bit of collage here. Nothing fancy, just, some avocado dyed paper that I believe I got from Phaedra. And I think these mushroom pages were in some Happy Meal I got a long time ago from a girl. I believe her name was Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. And that's been a couple of years ago. And then, music paper. I just left it. It was torn. I just left it like that. So this is really kind of her style, I think, of what she will really like. And there's a lot of writing space in here because I think she's really going to use it more for writing. This was a page that was made earlier when I had the other book done. It's just a little flip and tuck, and then a little pocket here. And I just tucked in some little scrap pieces and a little card. I believe these came from, this was from the Graphics Fairy. And this was just a tag I had made a while back from some paper. And then there's a little, this is like a little envelope. And I believe this came in a swap or some Happy Meal too. I just tried to add things that I thought she would like. So anyway, beautiful ledger from Renee. More ledger, I believe, from Renee. Doily. There's another one of those really pretty pages that Jennifer sent me a while back. Scrapbook paper. Another piece of beautiful wallpaper, and this is some gorgeous wallpaper. I wish I could find like some of the really big, pieces of that. Really cool. More ledger. This was some that I found a while back. This is just a little pocket made out of music paper. Just put a little bit of vintage lace here and a little butterfly and a little tag. This was made from the little things that you get around your coffee. This was just cut out of that, so it's already textured. The little coffee holders that keep you from burning your hands. And then more, this is the Altenew paper, more Edith Holden. Another one of my little pockets and clusters. And this is also one of those Altenew papers, is really pretty. And I just distressed, I clipped another little beaded paper clip bead. And I just kind of inked this up so that it didn't have a lot of white space in this particular journal, and I normally don't do that. So here's some other really pretty like wrapping paper, almost like it almost feels sort of like that stone paper too. Really pretty. And I can't remember if Phaedra sent me that, but it's got birds on it. Really pretty. And then I just turned it over and made it like a little tuck. Piece of vellum. More ledger. Big tag. That came in a swap. Floral pages. Just kept that blank. Put some little, little vintage buttons in there. So just a ton of writing space for her. And there's also, I made another pocket on the back with that button paper again. And she's got pockets that she can tuck stuff in. She's got a lot of room to grow in here. And this will expand. This will expand if you want it to. So I think she'll really enjoy this. I am super, super happy with this one now. I was, like I said, I just wasn't, I know all of you at some point in time have done that. You've had a project where, you started on it and you were inspired and then you just lost your inspiration and you just kind of lost your, whole, drive for the whole project. And that's kind of what happened to me here. But now it's done and I am super happy with it. So that's that one. And then when I can get out of the house again and go see her, I will get that to her. And then my other friend, who had another grandson. I think he's almost a year old now. Yeah, he's super cute. Anyway, so y'all know I love doing the little boy books. So once I got started on this cover, because I was just kind of playing, I really just started playing around, and this was Saturday. I just started playing around with it, and I had this done Sunday. So, you know, I hadn't quite finished it all. Some of the little details in the charm I hadn't finished, but I pretty much did this, you know, between Saturday and Sunday. Because, you know what? My apartment's clean. My clothes are done. I've just got a lot more time on my hands, so which is great, and I'm very grateful. And I'm very thankful that I'm also, you know, able to work remotely from home, you know, doing what I can and still getting a paycheck. So I feel very, very blessed. And prayers to all of you who don't have that luxury. And yeah, I'm praying for everybody. Anyway, so this is the little boy one I did, and I had this image in my stash, and I had already backed him onto a little bit of glue on him there. I had already backed him onto some lightweight chipboard just to give him, you know, more strength. And then I just layered. I layered some burlap and a piece of paper and some of my little star brads. You can see that. And then I glued it down to the top of this fabric. And then I just added buttons. I just added the buttons and this little wooden star that I've had in my stash for a while. And then a couple of pieces of scrap Cantha fabric up here. It was missing something. I wanted something else up there. And then I put the charm on here, which I normally do. And just the little dice and buttons and wooden beads and domino and a little star and some glass beads. Just super fun stuff that I like doing. And now for this one, I didn't do a big tie for her. I just took this ribbon and this twine together and wrapped it for her. And this book, while it's full, okay, it's squishy. You know, it's squishy. It's got some give to it. So it's got room to grow. And when you close it, you know, I really think she can still add a lot to it. So inside, I didn't tell you how big it is. So it's like 6.5 by 9, okay? And it's got 3 signatures, so it's about it's a 2-inch spine. And it's got 3 signatures. So normally I've gotten where I do like a 2.5-inch spine. But that's what I had to work with this cover, so that's what I did. Okay, so it's got 3 signatures, and then on the inside, I came in. It was just the fabric on the inside, so then I took some cardstock, stitched around it, added that, and then this was some muslin that I have these little stamps that I bought a while back. They're Martha Stewart stamps that I had picked up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or somewhere. And I knew I would use them because there's just it's the truck and the little bug and the train. So I was playing around one day stamping on this fabric, and I just stuck it in my stash, and I thought, well, I'll use it somewhere. And it looks super cute in here. So I backed it. I think I backed it with I'll do 2 layers. Yeah, I backed it on just some more of that sheet fabric just to give it a little bit more thickness. It was kind of thin. And folded it over and stitched it and then glued it in, just like I did the other one. And then I have these things that are already made in my stash. Some other really super cute old book pages that I'm going to give her to use. These little boys, they live out in the country, and they have chickens, and they love the outdoors and all kinds of stuff. And, you know, typical little boys, you know, they love trucks and tractors and trains and, you know, animals and all kinds of stuff. So I stitched some little fabric tabs throughout here. Put, you know, some of my fun, you know, book pages, cardstock, some of the same stuff that I love to do. And then did the photo sleeves in here and put little journaling cards and stuff like that in here. This is gift wrap paper, Dick and Jane, scrapbook paper, some pages from the large Three Little Pigs book. I did envelope, stitched that in. And then here's one of my little journaling cards that I made. This is a real simple one. And on the back, I put a card that came in that one of those paper kits. So that just sticks in that envelope. This is a page from Little Bear, a Little Bear book. I hope I'm clear, guys. Yeah, little bits of the scrapbook paper and cardstock. This was from the Peek and Draw book. Yeah, the same kind of stuff. But it's packed. It's got over 100 pages in it. So, and then I added some of my tags that I've had in my stash that I've had made for a while. This is from one of those big Rand McNally books, and I just folded it over. I thought she might want to use this and make notations of him as he's growing up. Or she can, fold it over as an envelope. Little pocket here, some little journaling spots. Added another one of my little embellishments here using a flashcard. I love the way this turned out. I think those boys will really like this. I had made her oldest grandson a book a while back, and he was young when I made his and gave it to her, and she said that every time he comes over, and I think he's 7, almost 8 now, and every time he comes over to the house, that's the first thing he does is he goes and looks in his book. So I think that's pretty cool. He's a very creative kid. They're a very creative family. So this is another photo sleeve with just some little journaling cards. But this one came out really, really cute. And when I showed it to her, she was like, oh, yes. So, and then I also used one of my Eloise Wilkins pages for this one. And I also showed her this, and she said it was so funny that her husband had just recently bought an authentic Daniel Boone hat like that. So this was meant for her. It really was. And I kind of knew that when I was making it. I was like, I really think this will be great for her and her new grandson. So yeah, this was super fun to make. Y'all know I love making these, especially the little boy ones too. Little boys are the best. Yeah. I don't know, my little granddaughters would probably beg to differ, but anyway. So yeah, just a lot of fun stuff, Same kind of stuff I love to use, pages from, some of my favorite books. I had this page. This came from one of the Disney encyclopedia books that I had. It was Peter Pan. So I thought that was perfect in here. One of my little, this is just a little kind of little flip out that you can use. It just tucks over the page, so you can staple it and use it as a tuck, or she can use it somewhere else for something else, however she wants to use it. So I added that in there. Another little journaling card in a pocket. These are pages from those big Rand McNally books that Jessica Rapp sent me that I'm trying to use up. I love them. They're awesome. These pages are from I think this might be that Little Man. It's a Little Man kit. I don't think I was using that when I was making the cards. I think I was using another paper line. So, but this might have been in that paper line. I can't remember, y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave me a message and I'll look it up. It's another little sleeve, and using up the journaling cards, and I did add a little vintage playing card here with the tiger. A little pocket, more of the little journaling cards from different lines. This is another Rand McNally book page. So one thing you can do with those in a book like this, what I did was I cut it to where the page, the page width, I just cut it down to where it's narrower, and then you can fold it over like that and use it. And I think on the other side of that, it's just a small, yeah. So on the other side of that, it's just this little piece that you can attach something else to, or you could just glue it to that next page. So this is more wallpaper. I mean, not wallpaper, gift wrap paper. Vintage gift wrap paper that Jessica Rapp sent me some of that. I purchased some of it from her, and then she sent me some as well. This is one of my paper clips that I made a while back. This is another way to make, to use your paper clips. You can just do the little banner paper clips and add little bits to it, and it just, it's not hidden, but it's a little decoration, and then you can just put, stick a little photo or whatever, right there, whatever you want. Clip in things. Duh, because that's what you do with a paper clip, right? More of the Three Little Pigs. Just the same, same stuff that I love to use. Dictionary. Another cool page. This is part of the Winkin', Blinkin' and Nod poem. This is the second page of that. But I thought it was really cute. The little boy sleeping. So yeah, tons and tons of space. That's another one of the Rand McNally book pages. And then here's another envelope, and this has another one of the little cards that I made. I actually thought I had put more of those in here, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, I did. Back here in the back. Okay. So here's some other little bits and pieces. These are printables that I like to use quite a bit from KB and Friends Etsy shop. And then these are just from the paper line, different paper lines. And then this is a little card that someone sent me in some Happy Mail. And I apologize, I can't remember where that came from. Well, no, I think I remember who it was now. Thank you. So here's another one of the cards that I made that says Little Man. And then other journaling cards. And then you see when you put it in the sleeve, sorry about the glare, you've got all this writing space on the back, or space for pictures, or however you want to use it. And then this is the back, and I just tucked her some of the scraps from the papers in here. So I put her some other little bits and pieces in here to use. So that is that. And again, when I can get out of the house and I can go visit again, and hopefully life will get back to some sort of normalcy. I don't think it'll ever be the same. But I can get it to her then. And this just ties around. So if she wants me to do something different, she can let me know. And, we work at the same university, and we're friends, so we're pretty close to one another. So I can adjust things if she wants me to. But she probably won't ask me to do that. She'll probably do her own thing, whatever she wants to do with it. So that's those two journals. That one and that one. And I have finished up. I have 6 journals ready to go in the shop when I get, when I can open the shop back up, when I feel comfortable going back to the post office. And then I'm just working on some other projects. So hopefully by the time this is all, hopefully we'll be safe to get back out, soon. And I can open my shop back up and and put those things in there. I've got 3 Winnie the Pooh journals done. I have 3 fabric covered journals like this done, and I'm working on 4 bunny books. So anyway, I'll be back shortly with another video. Y'all take care, stay safe. Let me know what you think about these, and if there's anything else you want to see while I have a little bit of extra time to get more things done, let me know. I do have some other plans already, but let me know what you'd like to see. Love you guys. Bye. Stay safe.